if you're going to spend money and significant money, you better have a plan. And this doesn't just apply to like sales and marketing. This applies to everything. Hi, my name's Devin. Today I own several multi-million-dollar companies. We started with $5,000 in a credit card. I don't know the easy way. I only know the hard way. Hey everyone, welcome to the Whiteboard Entrepreneur Podcast, where I give straightforward advice to fuel the entrepreneur in all of us. And today, I want to talk to you guys about having a plan before you spend money. And this is super important. I've learned this the hard way plenty of times. And recently, at our companies, we've begun to have a policy that no one's allowed to, spend money to go to a conference. No one's allowed to buy software. We're not allowed to hire people. We're not allowed to do anything unless there's absolutely a plan, and that plan has to be, 3 to 5x return on investment. And so what we've done, I'll give you a very real example. We had a scenario where someone came to me and said, "Hey, I want to go to this conference." And I was like, "Great. Sounds awesome. Like, we love these people. I think this conference is going to be great. Lots of our customers are going to be there. There's going to be a lot of prospects there. But, tell me what the plan is and tell me how much it costs." And they said, "Well, it costs $30,000. And the plan is that we're going to go there and we're going to meet a lot of people and we're going to see what happens." And I was like, "Okay, hold on. Time out." I said, you just told me $30,000 is what it's going to cost. And your plan is to go there and meet people and see what happens. And they're like, "Yeah, can we go? Can you write a check?" And I said, "Guys, this is $30,000. Literally, there could be wheels on this. We could be driving this. It's $30,000. If we go to this conference without a plan, how do we know we're going to succeed?" And I said, let's rewind this a little bit, because you're asking me to spend a ton of money. I said, so first off, tell me about this conference. How many days is it? Where is it going to be? Who's going to attend it? And then we realized, oh crap, there was three people that we thought were going to attend this. One of the people couldn't actually even attend the conference because we didn't check the dates. So, okay, fine. We adjusted. We found 2 people at our company that would be great to attend it. Okay. Now we got it on their calendars. We had to cancel some other meetings for them. So we got that blocked out. And then I said, "Tell me who's going to be there." And they're like, "Well, we think a bunch of our customers are going to be there. And there's a lot of our prospects that are going to be there." I said, "All right, I want a whole list, and I want that list organized." Right. And so they brought back the list organized, and I thought I was going to get struck them a check for $30,000. I said, "Great. Now we have this organized, but now tell me which ones we're going to meet with. What is our marketing plan of these people ahead of time? Because they have their own agenda when they're going to this conference." So we had to go back. I made them go back again. And now they came back and said, "Hey, we have 6 customer meetings scheduled. We're now going to meet with 12 of our prospects. Here they are. And there's 50 more prospects that we're actively reaching out to in marketing right now to get a meeting in front of them." And I said, "Awesome. Now put dollar values next to each one of these," right? And so they went back and they put dollar values. And I said, "Great. Now add these up and let's anticipate what our closing ratio is going to be on them." And so we started adding it up, and eventually it's like, okay, we have an anticipation that we could make, $200,000 off this conference. And by the way, here's our plan. Here's our agenda. Here's our meetings booked. Here's the hotel that we're staying at, because we're actually going to be at the same hotel that the conference is. So we're going to be able to mingle, during dinner and some other things. But all of a sudden, 2 weeks later, I was happy to spend $30,000. Earlier, I was like, what are we doing? And honestly, I think had we not taken that step, we would have showed up at this conference and just wung it. And maybe we would have hit a home run. I don't know. But if you're going to spend money and significant money, you better have a plan. And this doesn't just apply to like sales and marketing. This applies to everything. I have wasted so much money on software because people convinced me that we needed the software. Okay. And we would look at this and go, okay, actually it does, this software does certain things for us that we can't do right now. This makes a ton of sense. Let's buy it, right? Well, we would buy it, and then all of a sudden we'd be like, wait a second. Well, who's the industry expert here? Who's getting the training? Who's leading the charge on this? Who's going to train all of our employees in the company? Who's going to actually implement this? How are we going to get our return on investment? And what happens is, I would tell you more often than not, in the last 10 years, software that I have purchased has gone absolutely to waste. So now before we spend any money on software, we have to understand, great, we're buying the software. Tell me what needs it fulfills. Now tell me, once we get it, who's in charge and is going to receive the training to actually make that software work for our company. Because software is great, but someone's got to run it. Someone's got to drive it. Someone's got to be in charge and project manage. Great. Okay. Here's our industry expert within the company that's going to run and be the expert in the software. Also, great. Now who backs him up in case we lose that person? And how does that person now train it and roll it out to the rest of the company? And this may sound very easy to you, but recently we purchased software that was about $45,000, and it's great software. I liked it. They showed us the demo. Everyone in the company agreed on it, but this time we had a plan for it. When we received it, we already had someone trained in it. We had this person trained someone else in it, so there was backup. We also had training pre-established so that everyone in the company could actually implement this software. We had metrics to make sure that it was actually going to make us more efficient and that people actually used it, because we were spending $45,000 on software, right? I would tell you, even after we did that, it still took us about 100 days before that software was completely rolled out and we were utilizing it across the company. If we didn't have that plan until the software showed up, number one, we may have never implemented it, but it would have taken that much longer and we literally just would have wasted that money. And the other thing that happens as well is with hiring people. Like, we think all the time that we need to hire people, and you may very well need to hire people. I'm not saying you don't need to fill that position, but you have to have a plan when that person comes in. Who do they report to? What are the metrics that they're responsible for? What's their job title? What is their job responsibilities? Who's going to hold them accountable to the job responsibilities? Who's going to train them? Right? You're hiring people and you're about to spend a lot of money on somebody. You had better have a plan for that person the minute they walk through the door. And if you think, oh, they're just going to get here and we'll kind of train them. I'll spend a week with them. Someone else will spend a week with them. And, after 6 weeks, they're going to know their job. It just doesn't happen that way. You end up losing employees because they think you're disorganized. They think you don't know what you're doing at your company. There's no plan. They feel very insecure about their position. And next thing you know, you brought an employee on. You either wasted all that time, or the employee's like, I'm out of here because this company doesn't know what they're doing. Either way, it's a huge waste of money. And so when you spend money, you make big decisions in your company, you had better have a plan of execution. And I speak on this because I have messed this up time and time and time again. But I would tell you, I have gotten much better. I now know before we spend money, you have to have a plan. Everybody in my company knows if they're going to bring a proposal to me, I say, great. A proposal is awesome. Thank you for tell me how much it costs. Now you tell me what the plan is, and it better be inclusive, and it better have return on investment. It better have accountability. It better have training. And so people now have this expectation in the company. This took me a long time to get there, but I can tell you, if you start to make these changes in your organization and in your company, it will impact your bottom line today. I'm Devin. This is a Whiteboard Entrepreneur. I know that if you implement this, it's going to help you.